and people will have a tough choice to make. And I just wanted to say to folks out there who are worried about Pierre Poilievre, conservatives, worried about the cuts, worried that he's going to cut their child care, their pensions.
I don't like clowns.
You want to see the video?
Politics, 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 politics.
First ever stunning admission from a woman who accused Duke University lacrosse players of raping her nearly 20 years ago. The story was a national firestorm. She now says she lied about the encounter. Crystal Mangum first made the claims back in 2006, saying 3 members of the school's lacrosse team raped her after she had been hired to dance at a house party the team was throwing. Police charged David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman after Mangum's accusations. But after much back and forth and the city's DA stepping down from the case, North Carolina's Attorney General later dismissed the charges, citing a lack of evidence. But now, going on the record on a podcast nearly 20 years later, Crystal Mangum says she was lying the whole time.
I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't.
Believe.
All women.
And that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was, regardless. I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him.
I am telling the truth this time.
If you're a pretty girl, you might struggle with this. This isn't a therapist point of view. I have to explain this to my clients because they don't get it. But I'll have a gorgeous client come in, like a 10, and she'll be like, why is this? I'm like, sweetie, it's because of how you look. And so I have to break it down for them. Then I also have to teach them how to be more cautious and then how to handle themselves because of what they look like. There's a whole shift in it. So if you're constantly complimented on your looks, there are higher risks for you, okay? In work, in school, in religion, and whatever you do, people are anxiously waiting to see you fail. Okay? They want to see you fail and then spread it like wildfire. It really helps soothe their ego. They really want to know that you're not perfect. You might have had trouble having really good friends, or you feel isolated, lonely, because it's really hard to find women who are not in competition. Even your looks, and you could be the best person on the inside, but your looks could just trigger someone of their insecurity. It's you're a constant reminder for them.
Unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
So a lot of women, if they see you as a threat, they're gonna try to drag you to be extremely close to them because they want to be you. and some weird shiz happens. It's really weird. I saw a psychologist say this, and it's so true. You are very polarizing. There's no neutral. So for women, some women might see you and be like inspired and look up to you and want to be your friend. And then other women might look at you and hate your guts, look for gossip, look for all the wrong things. And then for men, they might see you and be excited to talk to you, want to take you out. And then the other side of men is they're insecure and they think that you're just going to reject them, so they're just going to hate you first. I find that women who are known for their looks have to do double the work to prove that they're smart, to prove that they're a good worker. I find it's just really interesting. Also, people might think that you earn things because of the way you look.
So how do you explain to Canadians that while you say you want him out, that he's not good for Canada, but you won't act on that and commit to a vote of non-confidence?
Well, everything's on the table, we've said, but it's been clear, given that we've got the threats of tariffs from Trump, that puts a lot of workers in Canada saying, will I lose my job? We know that people are having a really hard time buying groceries, just the basic essentials.
Sure.
And we got people that are saying, I can't find a home, my bills are up. Given all of that, we've got a prime minister that's more focused on fighting his own party than fighting for Canadians. It's clear that he's got to go.
Right. But you're the one who can make that happen. So why not commit to a vote that would see an election in this country?
Well, I've said that everything's on the table.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You know, you're talking about Canadians being concerned about affordability, but the most recent polls show that most of them want an election. So if you have the power to make that happen for Canadians, and you're acting in the best interest of Canadians, isn't that what they actually want?
Well, there's going to be an election this year, 2025.
Sure,
next
but
year.
October is the scheduled date. That's a long way off.
It could happen any time in 2025. We're in a minority government, so we'll keep all options open.
Who the hell voted for you?
There's going to be an election in 2025. Absolutely guaranteed there will be an election.
Oh, shit.
And people will have a tough choice to make. And I just wanted to say to folks out there who are worried about Pierre Poilievre and Conservatives, worried about the cuts, worried that he's going to cut their childcare, their pensions.
Nobody is.
Healthcare, make things way more expensive. For those folks, I want to invite you. We have shown that when we come together, when we organize, when we fight, we can win.
We don't want them or you.
But why wait? What are you waiting for?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on when it's going to happen.
My pension.
Millions of dollars. In February.
You're the one who can make that happen. So why not commit to making it happen?
It's going to happen. There's nothing to, we don't have to commit to anything. It's
Well,
going to
why
happen.
not make it happen sooner? So they come back on the 27th, a week after Trump is in office. The tariffs could be in place by January 21st. Don't Canadians deserve the right to choose a different government sooner rather than later?
Well, I'm going to look at what's in the best interest of Canadians. If there's a vote on the table about retaliatory tariffs to fight back against Trump versus calling an election in the midst of threats to hundreds of thousands of jobs, I want to make a decision that's in the best interest of Canadians. I'm not going to speculate on what that decision is now.
Cut the BS.
You don't give a shit about
Canadians.
Oh.
Except now I'm armed.
Whoa. Oh my goodness, you alright?
No. That's why we don't go there.
Scout, you better move.
It is a messed up world.